So last night, the UFC gave us some fight announcements. None of them really that crazy, but none of them really that bad. But one that stood out to me the most is Josh HOKIT versus Curtis Blades, UFC 327. I don't understand why would you make that matchup, because Josh HOKIT has like what, 2 or 3 fights in the UFC and 3 being the max? Like, what are we doing here? There's no need for him to jump that level of competition so soon. Like, imagine you playing against someone that kind of know how to play ball, and then all of a sudden you're playing against LeBron. Well, more like a J.R. Smith, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Like, that is such a big level of jump. Even a J.R. Smith is going to look like prime LeBron out there against you. Like, there's no need for this matchup. Like, I get it, you like HOKIT. I don't even think you do, going by this matchup. Like, because why can't we let the heavyweights breathe? Like, I don't understand that. Like, they always try to kill the heavyweights off so soon before they even get some wings. Like, they're still caterpillars, and all of a sudden you want to feed them to the wolves. There's been many examples like this, like Shamil Gaziev. He had like one fight, I forgot who the dude he knocked out, but it was nothing that impressive for him to get a fight night against Rosenstrike. They just saw his look and it was like, oh, maybe we could get like a Dagestani heavyweight, and then freaking they gave him Rosenstrike, and it turns out he was like a volleyball player and he's not really that insane when it comes to the grappling. He has decent hands, but giving him Rosenstrike for like his second or third fight was such a bad move, because what happened? He got dominated in the fight, he gassed out, he kind of verbally tapped because his heart gave out, and then that was it. Don't get me wrong, he got a couple of KOs there, but like, you ruin a guy that could have been good. That's not actually the best example when I think about it, because he wasn't really that insane, but that was the best analogy. Like, there's no need for you to give them that big of a jump because they're not at that level. Who's another one? Teixeira. Remember when we thought Teixeira was going to be a problem? Don't get me wrong though, he didn't look that crazy on the Contender Series, but the way he did Justin Tafa, I generally believe at one point he was going to be a problem. Because who does that to Justin Tafa, man? Put him out cold with an elbow and that was it. Literally, he knocked him out and that was it. I never seen that happen to Justin Tafa. I have seen him get schooled, I have seen him lose the decision terribly, and I have seen him look fat. However, I never seen him go out cold like that. So to me, that was kind of impressive from Teixeira, but then they gave him a fight night against Derek Lewis in his second fight in the UFC. It's just like, why? There's no need. Can we at least give him the Tyboro test or the Mick Parkin test before we give him a decent contender? Like, he had one fight in his career. Well, not one fight in his career, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, his second fight in the UFC, you want to give him Derek Lewis already? Like, I get it, you want to speed run these guys, but not so soon. Like, the only logical argument I could see why they gave him Derek Lewis, they thought he was the easiest matchup and he was washed up. Other than that, there's no way they thought Derek Lewis was going to be easy. Look, I know he's fat. I know he's out of shape, but he's a deceiving fat person. He's literally that one meme with the wolf and the sheep. He's that one wolf that's dressed like the sheep. He is not a chubster like a Tybora or a Mick Parkin. He is more like a Sergey Spivak. Maybe a little bit lower of a Sergey Spivak, but you get what I'm trying to say. He's like that one dude on the court who's fat, but like he's actually kind of athletic. Like, he can move a bit, and he could throw a ball, and he could throw hands. That's what he is. He's literally that guy. He's a deceiver. That's what Derek Lewis is. He's a deceiving fat person. He's the definition of don't judge a book by its cover. That's what Derek Lewis is. And look what happened. He got sparked out in the first round. Like, how many examples do we have to do before we stop giving them top contenders after looking good in one performance? Like, he could be a genuine prospect and could have been really good, but then you fed him Derek Lewis so early in his career, and then now we don't know he's gonna be any good anymore. Like, he's going life or death with Taito Ivasa now. And Gas, you know, in the first 2 rounds. I know it could also be that he wasn't that good in the first place, but it could also that ruin his momentum, which he was having, and also ruin his confidence in himself of being a fighter. It really does ruin a lot of fighters' heads when they get KO'd or losing a fight, because it makes them more worried of being KO'd, which will make them more hesitant on the feet. That's why you see a lot of fighters like Gilbert Burns fight more hesitantly, and makes them fear the hands from Sean Brady. This dude used to eat overhands for fun. Now he's fearing taking any shots for Sean Brady. This is what I'm talking about. And him getting folded by Morales in a round. Like, he hasn't been fighting right since he lost to JDM. It ruins fighters, man. It really does. After getting KO'd or having a really damaging fight, like Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, when he fought Poirier, like, he took so much damage in that fight. It made him more hesitant on the feet against Allen, against Michael Chandler. Like, it does ruin fighters, and people gain it back or they don't. And another example that somebody that didn't gain it back was Luque. He did kind of in a way, because when he fought Joel Alvarez, he did eat a lot more shots and wasn't that hesitant on the feet. But before then, he was not fighting right. Like any shot you threw at Luque, he was not reacting well. Like when he fought Buckley, he basically just gave up in the fight. He got hit once and just crumbled in the ball. I literally thought the fight was rigged for like the longest time, until like he admitted in an interview that he did give up because he didn't want to take any more shots. It really does ruin people after they get KO'd or take a real bad beating. But it was a little bit different for Luque because his brain did bleed, which is not the best. I don't know why he's still fighting. He should have retired a little bit ago, ever since that Jeff Neal fight. But I like Luque, but I hope nothing really bad happens to him. But I don't know if that's gonna be the case. He's gonna fight Kyle Dawkins next, man. It's a winnable fight, but I am worried. But I'm gonna move on from that. But yeah, I don't know why they're gonna do Josh HOKIT like this. Can we at least give him somebody else? Like a bare minimum, let's do the Tyboro test before we give him Curtis Blaydes. I don't know why he would take this matchup so soon. I get he has a personality. I get like there is a chance he could win. I'm not gonna lie to you. He could maybe be Curtis Blaydes right now because Curtis Blaydes hasn't been fighting right for like a good few years. So he could win off of that, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of confidence in it. He hasn't been anybody that credible or anybody that impressive for me to say, oh, he's gonna be Curtis Blaydes, you know? It's kind of like freaking the matches that's coming up right now this weekend. You don't really believe Loren Kavanaugh is gonna win. Like, I don't understand. There's no need for this matchup. It's just a filler fight. Like, it's like we're becoming boxing right now. Like, there's no need for this matchup. Like, it's such a big mismatch of a matchup. Like, we don't need this. Let them grow before we do this. Like, have we not learned from Darren Till? Have we not learned from these other examples of this happens to other fighters? Like, if you give these high-level prospects such an early test, they almost never succeed. Like, it's just too much to ask from them in such an early stage of their career in the UFC. Like, there's no need for this big matchup, especially when there is kind of money on this dude. There's a little bit of money to be made. Let him beat some cans before we feed him to a top contender. At least that. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. I don't feel like I'm asking for too much here. But yeah, anyways, I'm pretty much done here. Stop feeding prospects so early in their careers against high-level contenders. That's all I'm asking for, and that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and that's it. God bless all of you.